Is Australian agriculture 150 kilos at the moment? Does it have diabetes? Does it have long to live? So we're trying to shoot this thing for zero, and of course it's blowing 1,000,000 fucking kilometers an hour. The sun's gone, it's raining, fucking miserable. It always blows my mind that this word sustainable and sustain, when used in the context of primary production, it's baffling.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
To the education. What do you mean everything was essentially in shambles? I am. How frustrating is it? How am I supposed to sum up 6 different protein enterprises, all the work we're doing on pasture improvement, deep carbon bedding? How am I supposed to sum all this up? Less diesel energy, more human energy. Look, it's easy to lean up against me hay bale and talk about this, but I really need to show you. I mean, look at this. This was the armpit of this entire area when I bought it. I got this place given to me. They just couldn't sell it. I'm not going to tell you how cheaply I bought it, but I bought this land very cheaply. It's because it was all weeds. And in the space of about 5 or 6 years, remember, we didn't cheat. We didn't use any glyphosate. We used no pesticides, herbicides. We didn't even have any mechanical means at the beginning of helping to disturb the ecosystem. We did it all with the animals. We did it all with an appreciating piece of infrastructure. A piglet, in all the massage that it creates, it's actually getting bigger and becoming worth more and more money. It's an appreciating piece of infrastructure. So we've been able to turn a weedy mess into this beautiful prairie land with appreciating infrastructure and something that's growing out and turning into this wonderful product that we can all enjoy. Pigs create a massage which just allows us to weaken less desirable species that we don't want and start the regenerative process all over again. It's like a blank canvas. Ducks are our fertility. The ruminants are our pruners, our biomass restart button, and these beautiful multi-speciated pastures are the result of our fertility program. So guys, let's remember that there is more living beings in a teaspoon of healthy topsoil than there are stars in the sky or human beings on the earth. So this is a perfect example of why are we brooding birds on concrete and then scooping it out and putting it in a landfill. This is the most amazing resource that we have. Go to the effort, set up your brooder system or whatever, wherever you've got your young baby ducks or chickens living. Use Joel Salatin, use his deep carbon bedding process, and you're creating tons and tons and tons of compost. And it's not even compost, it's so rich. When I do spread this on my pastures, I have to spread it so thin because it's like compost on steroids. The fertility of what comes out of this room is mind-numbing. There is no petroleum fertilizer that compares with this. Not to mention that you're literally pouring organic material on the surface. You're essentially top dressing your pastures. So you're giving it fertility and you're adding organic matter in one pass, and it's all a part of a process that gives you a healthier duck with a better immune system, with better gut health, with lower mortality. So it's a program that just keeps giving back. You seem very fucking close to me too. Am I in this? That's how my talks do talk about. Hey, no luck. How you going?
You ready?
Yeah. So this was an accident. So when I brought those shipping containers in initially, and I wanted to trial my new farrowing setup, I put it here in the lane because I was lazy and I didn't think it would work. And I left it here for about a week too long, and it got just annihilated by the sows. But obviously they were going to the toilet in here, and have a go at this. I didn't even drill this. These are just all volunteers, you know. So I think animal fertility trumps petroleum-based fertility, and I'm willing to back that any day of the week. And there are people that will tell you what comes out the back end of the pig isn't as beneficial as what comes out the back end of a lot of animals, but I'm here to tell you that's not been my experience. Some of the greatest pastures that we have here now are in behind pigs, and they haven't been ducks and they haven't been chickens. So I think any animal-based fertility is going to trump the petroleum alternative. Is Australian agriculture 150 kilos at the moment? Does it have diabetes? Does it have long to live? Is that something we want to sustain? We've mistreated this body, this vessel, our earth, our country for so many years. I'm not sure if the word sustain is even in context. We need to really pull our socks up. We need to do something about agriculture. We need to start treating ourselves with respect. And it always blows my mind that this word sustainable and sustain, when used in the context of primary production, it's baffling for me. It confuses me. So what does sustainable farming mean to me? Regen farming, holistic management, cell grazed. There's so many trendy ways of referring to this farming methodology now. I'm not sure what category I sit in. I think I sort of got my own version of that. So we're all about less diesel inputs, more human hand inputs. We employ a lot of people, considering that we're only on 100 acres here. We're all about allow the animals to do the work instead of driving around in circles on tractors doing the work. We've been able to grow tons and tons and tons and tons and feed thousands and thousands and thousands of families without the pharmaceutical input and without those petroleum inputs. The other thing is, I come from a base of, I'm an electrician who grew up in the city, in Sydney, Australia. I'm not a generational farmer, and I've learnt as the journey's progressed is how I've learnt. I learn a lot off YouTube. I'm the first to admit that. I don't have anyone around me that's doing this. I'm in the hub of mainly conventional lamb production where I am here. So I'm sort of like, well, if I can start from my base and my budget, which was $10,000 working capital, and I can grow a business to the point where it's a multi-million-dollar, multi-speciated regen operation with really low petroleum inputs and zero pharmaceutical inputs, why doesn't this have legs? Why aren't there more farms popping up like this? And I come to the conclusion that, unfortunately, in Australia, in the climate that I live in, it's very much consumer driven. I believe that we have the best or some of the best farmers in the world in Australia. And if the consumer decided it wanted nutrient dense, chemical free, regeneratively or holistically managed produce, I believe the producers could transition very quickly, especially with the people that are at the forefront of this have already pioneered a lot of the methodology. It's very repeatable, and I believe conventional farmers could move into this space very efficiently and very quickly. Why aren't they? I think it's consumer driven. We need a customer that's willing to pay the extra, come on the journey, understand the provenance, and appreciate what this gives back to the earth widely and to the ecosystems through the ecosystems that we are creating. I believe we can heal the world, but with zero we can